This is the Sony FX3, and it was a game changer when we bought this camera. We've had it for over 2 years now, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we still love it now. This is a full frame cinematic camera, which is excellent under low light. I'm just going to put the cap back on so I don't accidentally touch this sensor. It shoots at 4K 120 FPS. It has image stabilisation and a fantastic menu system. Just take a look at the quality of this camera. It's easy to use, it's compact, you can see the size of it. Now, I have small hands and the grip on this is great. It doesn't feel like it's going to come out of your hand. This is one of the most compact cinema cameras you can get. It's lightweight, it can take a bit of a bashing. It's got an array of buttons on it, which is more intended for cinematic use. It took a while to get used to the buttons compared to like a normal DSLR, but everything's in the place where you need it to be. It's all focused around video. You can do photography, photos with this, but it's a cinema camera. Why would you want to do that? One of the things I like about this camera is the monitor on the side. You can twist it all the way around, so if you are shooting from the front, you're doing any sort of selfie type video, you can still do that. One of the things I'd highly recommend is the mode button and setting your custom mode. You've got 3 different modes. Now we set these to 25 FPS, 50 FPS and 100 FPS. This makes it very, very quick for when you're especially run and gun filming. You can just switch between frame rates. But a word of warning, if you film at 100 FPS, which is S&Q mode for slow motion, you don't record sound. So quite often when we're recording B-roll, we shoot in 50 FPS. That way we have the option of slowing it down. But just keep in mind that the motion blur through the shutter speed won't be as intense. So always look at what you're filming. Another thing to be aware, if you do film an S&Q, you got 422 to contend with. 422 is a lot more color dynamic for you, but the file sizes end up being huge. So when you're filming, do quick bursts of filming in S&Q mode, otherwise you're going to chew through your memory very quickly. And also the modes known as memory recall, I'd highly recommend setting those up. Now this camera is not cheap. I don't think anyone who would start off in a video production world as a videographer would go straight to an FX3. This costs just short of £4,000, and it was an investment we here had to really think about. Before buying this camera, we used to use the A6500 with crop sensors, and that meant the lenses were cheaper as well. But when you step up to something like this, you've got to step up your lens game, and those lenses are expensive. So it's worth considering if you're thinking about going down this route. We've got a couple of these, and we've got an FX6. But the one thing which I'd love to see on this camera is an ND filter, internal ND filter. The FX6 camera, the next model up, has it, but doesn't have image stabilisation, unlike this one. But as a Brucey bonus, in the box, you get the top handle. Now the top handle is, you can hold the camera like this, but you get 2 XLR ports, which is great for audio. You can put a shotgun mic right through here, or not shotgun mic, just a mic through here, or you can hook this up to an overhead mic boom pole as well. It just simply slots on top like this, and then you just screw it in place. Then you've got yourself an over the top handle run and gun situation where you can get low and do different things. We don't often use it unless we're staging an actual interview setup. So that's just another great thing which comes along with it. The other thing this camera has is image stabilisation, which is great. It is really good. So if you're holding it like this, you probably pick up on the camera that this will move around, the sensor will move around, it vibrates around. It is really, really good. But if you're doing something where you're running with the camera, I'd highly recommend a gimbal or some sort of stabilisation system. But this can really get you out of a sticky moment. But be aware, it does crop in. So if you're using a lens and you think you want to crop out a bit, you can switch that off and take it back to standard mode on your settings. And I don't know if you know this camera is Netflix approved. It was used on the film The Creator. They obviously rigged it out quite a bit, but that shows you how powerful this is. If you can't quite step up to this at the moment, you've got the option of the FX3 and the crop sensors. The output would hardly look any different. Only another videographer will actually notice the subtleties in the filming. So yeah, if you want to know anything more about it, drop some comments below and please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps our channel. Take care.